Who's going to win the Euros? We'll start with Gino because he's not English.
He's not biased.
I think England stand a good chance, but I think France will have the strongest side at least. And if they're going to win it, we'll see. But I think they stand a pretty good chance to win it.
Yeah, they definitely stand a chance. You're really pushing the boat out with that prediction.
I'm England till I die. EDL all the way.
No. Yes. We love Connor.
And Curris, don't forget Curris.
Yeah, Curris.
Yeah, sorry. I'm praying England win.
Yeah.
Because
Do you think it'll happen though? This is the question.
I actually do.
Oh.
I actually do.
English cocky fans as per.
Well, let's be real here. I think France have the only squad that's compatible to England.
Between those two. If you've got like
Portugal have a very underrated squad.
Yeah, but it's like the outside horse, isn't it? Like you can there's two obvious favourites, and it's
balanced.
like, oh, don't forget about this guy. Like
Portugal's
that's how
not
it
as
feels.
balanced. That's the problem. But like,
it's knockout football. Anyone can theoretically win it.
Cristiano.
I mean, Greece won it in 2004. Come on.
Yeah.
Portugal won it in 2016. They had a decent team, but let's be real. They probably shouldn't have won it. There were better teams there. It's possible. And it just when we watched England versus France in the World Cup, England were very good that game. They actually, I know they lost, but I think they surprised a lot of people with what they could do. And
we could have beat France that day very easily. We had the pens. We had other chances. We should have had more
chances.
pens. We should have more pens. Sorry, we got robbed.
Yeah, but Gareth Southgate very intelligently took Saka off, which made a lot of sense at the time. And Gareth Southgate's still there, isn't he? So.
Yeah. But I think Gareth Southgate's been working on this team. They all play. They all know what they want Gareth Southgate to play because of how they've been trained, how they've been built up from a young age.
You say that like that's a positive thing.
Well, I mean, it worked for Germany with Das Reboot. Yeah. After was it Euro 2000? They had that shock into Euro 2000.
Yeah.
England have done a similar thing. They've trusted Southgate, and
they actively tried to model this England team on that resurgence of the German side. That was looked at ages ago and thought, right, that's where St George's Park comes from.
And let's be real, it's not fully worked yet, but it's definitely working.
It's working.
Here's the thing with Germany though, like 2002 World Cup, obviously they were runners up. I can't remember what they did.
I will say 2002 World Cup, that was a poor quality World Cup.
Yeah,
they beat USA and Paraguay, I think, to get there.
Yeah. But even so, they got to the final. Obviously, lost to Brazil. I can't remember what they did in Euro 2004, but 2006 World Cup they got to the semis. 2008 World Cup final. 2010 World Cup they were decent. They weren't amazing. 2012 Euros again. I can't remember. I think they got to at least quarters. Surely.
I don't remember.
Anyway, they bounced around a bit before they then won, and like they went deep in tournaments, and then they had okay tournaments.
I think England have though as well.
So you're copy and pasting the story of Germany.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't. It wasn't just like they started doing it and then it was clicked. Then they won the World Cup. They did go close a couple of times.
It's very weird.
It's the same thing.
Similar.
We just have to take the next step now and win a tournament.
Similar manager model as well. They went with Joachim Low, who did nothing as a coach really in club level. I think he managed in Austria, won the league with a team who no longer exists anymore.
Yeah.
Pretty similar to Southgate, really. And they decided that they've entrusted him with this job. They've worked in St George's Park. I think England stand a very good chance.
Yeah,
they've got an incredibly strong squad. What if you don't think England will win? Fine, but I wouldn't write them off.
Yeah,
by no means.
Definitely amongst the favourites. Dan, again, you're England till you die.
I love it. I love my international tournaments. I love watching England. I mean, people say, are you club or country? Like when the tournament's on, I don't think I'm as engrossed in football at all, more so than England in a tournament. Like for me, I adore the idea of England winning something. I've still gone France.
Yeah.
I get it. It's not a wrong choice.
Well, it could be a wrong choice. Yeah, hopefully it's a wrong choice. But it's not a bad choice. It's a valid argument for it. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be doing our England and France combined 11 on the podcast next week. So we'll save that kind of head-on-head talk for then. But in terms of outside shouts then, because I think those are the two obvious favourites.
Yeah.
Again, my prediction is I think we'll do it. I'm not saying I'm really confident, but I look at it and I go, I think we've got players who are slightly more hungry. I think like Griezmann, even Mbappe, like I look at Mbappe, in certain moments he'll turn up, but like he's very much a moments player.
Yeah, that's the World Cup final. Like,
yeah.
That's kind of a big...
No, that's what I mean, but I don't think he's as hungry.
He wasn't amazing against England.
Yeah, no, he did nothing against England. He was really bad, I thought.
Didn't do much in the semi-final either against Morocco.
Yeah.
People were having him as like the best player of the tournament. Like.
No. Griezmann was the best player for them.
Yeah.
But I think with us, one thing that's on our side, and they've got the experience, which is on their side. For us, I think that we've got that youthful exuberance, and we've got the hunger to go and do something, which in international tournaments, I think, makes more difference than people think. I think people think experience is really, really key, and sometimes it can be. But like a lot of the times, a team that wins it is just like the hungriest, really. Ironically, Hungary didn't win World Cup or Euros.
Sad.
Yeah.
Surprising.
When it comes to international football, it's much more of a vibes feeling. My predictions, it's not necessarily because the tactics. Like you look at who's the best tactical team. A lot of people, a couple of years ago would have said Germany, and then they stunk up the tournament. And then nobody would have said Portugal, and then they go and win the Euros and stuff like that. Even when France won the World Cup, they didn't play great football.
Who's your outside for this tournament?
Can I just say, you have to be consistent for 7 games in the competition.
Well, you can lose one in the group.
You can lose one. You can get away with losing one.
Yeah.
You have to just be a bit consistent for a short amount of games.
Yeah.
It's possible that an outside shout can win it, like Greece, like Portugal.
So in terms of the outside shouts, like I think Portugal is a bit too much of an obvious one, so we'll just park them.
Who's Portugal's manager?
Roberto Martinez.
Oh, that's my case.
Bobby Martinez, is it, of course.
Yeah.
I was thinking it's not Santos anymore, is it?
No. I mean, what he did with the. To be fair, he underachieved with Belgium just because of the names of it. Right?
I don't think he
underachieved.
But then you look at.
I think that's the most overrated team. Like it's a golden generation, yes, but he got to like a semi-final, right?
Yeah, but they should have lost against that France team, and they did, and then that's looked upon as a negative. But
I thought you were saying the opposite.
No,
I don't think he underachieved. I think he kind of did more or less what he should have done with Belgium. To be fair,
A better manager maybe does more.
A better manager could have won a World Cup with them for sure,
100%.
But they weren't. People acted like they were one of the favourites. They were always like fourth shout at all those tournaments. Kind of losing to Belgium. I can't remember if to Wales. Was he the manager for that? Because that was a bottle job.
Didn't he take over after that game?
Yeah.
Remember.
I think he got the job on the back of the Wales thing.
Yeah. So that wasn't him. That was where they underachieved, I thought, and that was when they had the best team. I think. That was the tournament, and they probably should have won that one because of how. I mean, France are decent, but like Portugal won that, and it's like
Yeah.
Could have won it, yeah.
Portugal won it after like drawing literally every game.
Yeah, so Belgium could have won that
Besides the semi-final.
because they would have played Portugal if they beat Wales, and you said they should have beaten Portugal, and then it would have been kind of even. But that wasn't Roberto Martinez. I think in his reign, he actually did all right.
Yeah, I the idea of just looking at Martinez and thinking wherever he goes, they're going to underachieve, and like putting him in charge of this, because he had such in terms of a side to take over. He had every chance of winning it with Belgium, and now he's got the same at Portugal. Whereas he's
got more of a chance at Portugal, I think the squad's better,
and also the competition's not as strong. I think.
Although
his hurdles are England and France.
I just think the competition's changed, like in terms of quality. Like Spain aren't as good, but England are miles better.
Yeah.
You can never underestimate Spain, though.
No, of course you can't.
No, they've
Spain
got
has
so many
pretty
good
good side now.
Do you have any hope for the Netherlands?
Yeah, I was about to say Netherlands. I think they could be a dark horse for this tournament. We have got a good side. We have a lot of good centre backs, a lot of good defenders. Our attack isn't that deep. It's good quality, but it's not a very deep squad.
You do have a tough group though.
It's doable.
It's doable, of course it is. You got France, and then
if you draw against France, you're pretty much through.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say. I mean, James has already mentioned it, that you have to be consistent for 7 games /6 if you drop one in the groups. And I think the Netherlands have got. It's almost because people say this about Southgate about how the lack of adventure that he has with his stylistic play with England, but at tournament football, it's almost more important to not lose. Than it is to win. And I think the Netherlands have that. We cannot lose. That's a weird sentence. But yeah,
I mean,
see that
even
and we've got some pretty good players that are getting into form now, like Robbie. He was shit before winter break, and now he's been very good.
Yeah.
Simons has been very good at Leipzig.
Yeah,
Xerxes
Yeah,
incredibly in form at Bologna.
I agree. Like Netherlands could be like a dark horse, but if this tournament was like in a couple of years, you may be looking at it a bit better. But then maybe Van Dijk's a bit older; he's not the same. So, but
yeah, we've got. I think we've got a pretty good balance of experience and talent.
Yeah.
So I think we have a good.
Xavi Simons is so good as well.
It's amazing. He was amazing at PSV.
Yeah.
PSV. Last year, and now he's incredible at Leipzig.
You've got your superstars as well. I mean, like Van Dijk's the obvious one. Frankie de Jong. Oh, he got injured recently, didn't he? I'm not sure the extent of that, but Yeah, there's superstars in that.
But
Dutch
what about Atalanta's boys?
De Roon and
Koop Miners, yeah. If you facilitate Koop Miners, he gets you goals. He's a big game player.
Baller.
Merton de Roon is the best footballer to follow on social media.
Yes, he is.
He's hilarious.
He's
Like
hilarious,
I love him. He's more of a facilitator. Does he? He wouldn't start for the Netherlands. I wouldn't have thought. Merton de
he
Roon.
started at last Euros, but
No,
I don't
going
know
in.
if he will start. I don't know what he will. It's always a discussion.
Yeah, because I mean, for Atalanta this year, I mean, injured for a little bit, but then centre mid again. He's the facilitator. He lets others go and play. He's also played a little bit at centre back for Atalanta this year, just because of lack of bodies more than anything. And he was sound there. He's solid, and he's just very reliable. Koop Miners nowadays, I mean, he started as a centre back, then defensive centre mid, and now centre attacking mid. He starts. Koop Miners will start for the Netherlands, or
We'll see. It could be.
is it Xavi Simons is his competition?
Darren, do you think
No,
people
I
are
think
interested
Simons
in Atalanta?
I'm talking about the Netherlands.
I
So,
know.
yeah.
If anyone is interested.
If anyone's
If anyone's interested.
But De Roon is like very underrated in the Netherlands, I would say. Like what you
Yeah.
say, like he's very good at making others better.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, I think De Roon is an incredible player, but he's very underrated in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I think there's maybe a lack of that in England, just that one facilitator in centre mid, and I think he does a good job.
Denzel Dumfries as well. I think he's a shit footballer. Right, I think he's crap. But big tournaments, somehow he just like
shows up.
pops up, and he is again a moment's player.
Personally, I would go for Frimpong.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Now,
but,
yeah,
but
yeah.
for some reason,
You have got
he
some
doesn't
players
get
coming
played. He doesn't get minutes in the Dutch. I don't know why.
But again,
Why?
is that because of his maybe a bit of a defensive
you've
deficiency?
got
And he's just
three
so
centre
obviously
backs
so good
anyway.
going forward.
Yeah, but if you would play him as a wing back, as he does at Leverkusen, he would be.
Would Van Gaal, would Koeman play 5 at the back?
I don't know if he will.
Okay.
But Van Gaal obviously played it.
Yeah.
But he didn't start him. Also, he would choose Dumfries. But
Is there an argument you could have maybe like a Xavi Simons on the left and then Frimpong on the
He
right?
could play right wing, yeah.
And then whoever you want up top?
It depends with wing back system though, isn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you
if he
can't-
wasn't going to play a wing back system, I mean.
I
Yeah.
think you
You could
he's dead
do-
set on it though, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, Netherlands got an underrated squad. I think we can all agree. I think they're a good shout for dark horse. One else I wanted to talk about is Hungary.
I mentioned that to
Yeah.
Gino yesterday.
I think with the tournament being in Germany, a lot of their players kind of play in there, and I do think that location often has a thing that I think a lot of their fans will travel, and they'll be confident of getting out of the groups. I think even though they got a tough group.
who's in their group?
Germany, Scotland, and is it Czechia?
It's a tough
Yeah.
group then. It's
Yeah.
a very
Might be,
tough group.
might be the play one of the might be one of the playoff winners.
No, I think it's Czechia.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Is this going to be
Um,
one of those moments like Turkey where everybody
Yeah,
backs them
everyone-
to be a dark horse and they just finish bottom of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
group?
yeah.
Mate, it could be because I think
Turkey have much more recognisable players
yeah,
than what Hungary do now.
That group is literally anybody's.
but I think like Hungary could easily beat Germany.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised
they
if
have
Germany
done.
got out of
They,
the group.
they battered us not long ago. Like
I mean,
Or-
they're not a dark horse, but they could do well-ish. Scotland,
Like
they've
a, Den-
got,
like,
yeah.
they've
like
got
a
players.
Denmark
Yeah.
previous.
Yeah,
well, I don't think they'll get to the semis.
they're not winning it.
No, but
They're
like,
tough to beat, I think.
like a one good big result and a favourable draw. Like
Yeah.
getting-
They could beat Germany because they'll sit
That's
back
not-
and counter.
Do you remember they did it a few years ago with Kechianya on the counter attack?
Yeah.
Mental.
No, like so, yeah. Anyway, we could go through all the teams. I just wanted to mention
yeah,
Hungary.
who's your dark horse then? Let's go one team.
In terms of like what to win it, if I like my outside shot to win.
Yeah,
it,
you're not allowed to pick England, France, or Portugal. Who's
I would probably go Netherlands. Partially, mainly because I want Gino to love me, but also I think Xavi Simons is so good, and he could have one of those like breakout tournaments where then PSG realise, oh crap, yeah,
Yeah, man.
we can easily just move on from Mbappe if we sign like a top striker, have him, and yeah. So I would probably. I'm not saying they're the fourth next favourites. It's partially because my best mate's Dutch as well, so I always kind of.
He's your best mate?
No, it's second. It's second.
We're not fucking friends, all right?
Yeah.
We're not fucking friends.
Yeah, but so I would say them.
I've got Netherlands as well. So
Yeah.
I mean, we can skip over it, but like
I'm
again,
not-
not losing in tournaments is important. I think Netherlands got the potential to do that more than anyone, so that's why.
Yeah, we've got.
I'm not having Croatia because that's just boring now.
I also think I think they'll flop a little bit.
Yeah,
Do
probably.
you know
I
who's
think
your dark
the
horse?
club's a bit off.
My dark horse is Netherlands as well.
Yeah.
I think we've got the best defensive, like all the defensive squad in general. Like
Yeah.
all the players we have.
It seems like that. Like I'm just thinking, like the defense, like can soak up against any team, I think. And then Xavi Simons on the break, stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like
man.
I can just visualize that and be like, oh, like Arshavin in 2008 or whatever, you know.
Yes. We
that-
could play with 8 defenders if we want.
Yeah, but even better. 'Cause he's
That
better.
4-0 from Hungary against England, that will live with me forever.
Yeah,
So they are my dark horses.
fair enough.
Just for that one game.
That's good. That's good reason. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Bye.